Welcome race fans, this is Garageland. We will visit some Hawke's Bay Speedway race sheds and talk to some local personalities.
Hey Mike, got your snack pizza ready for you.
Oh, massive, thanks Richard.
Anytime buddy, just give me a yell if you need another one.
Welcome to another edition of Garageland. We're visiting another of the Hawkeye's Teamsters tonight, so let's check it out. Well, this time we're here in the Groomy race shed talking to Mike Groom, number 6, and number 9, Adam. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, good to have you here.
Yeah, it looks like there's plenty of work going on these race cars throughout the off season. We've already talked to Regan O'Brien last week, and they had a lot going on. Looks like you have as well.
Yeah, we're just in the process of pulling the motor out. Once we get that out, we can go and find some more horsepower and get stuck into the steelwork.
And what are you doing with yours there, Mike?
Not much.
Not much?
But it's still, motor got done. I've only done about 8 meetings on that motor, so it's pretty much right for next season.
So, run it through. How long would that motor last you then? Once you get it freshened up, how many meetings do you think you could do?
Oh, if you look after, you get away with the season easy.
Yeah, good season
Yeah.
in it. So, in that respect, yeah, it's a pretty affordable sort of a sport, I suppose. Tyres probably the biggest issue,
Yeah, tyres and fuel. And tripping around.
and getting this young fella around the country.
No, he pays for himself now.
Well, that's good. You're one of the Hawkeye's Teamsters. What a great season they had the last 2 seasons, basically. You've really cemented yourself in that team and became a bit of a star last year.
Oh, I just love it. That's awesome. It's 10 times better than normal racing, and just the whole team environment we've got. It's just awesome.
3rd place in that Manawatu stage championship, which really, I know there is a New Zealand teams championship, but it's the Palmerston North one that everybody looks to. That gets the big crowds, it's that carnival atmosphere. To get a podium at that one must have been a good feeling.
By far the highlight of my career, and we're gonna get to the top, no doubt about that.
You know, 20,000 people, it lifts your game, doesn't it? The atmosphere just lifts you, unless you're the Brazilian soccer team, of course.
I've said to many people, if you go out on that track and you're not pumped up, when you hear that crowd, that's it.
And there is a good following now with the Hawkeyes. You know, you've got a good crew, not just the drivers, everybody behind the scenes that makes it work. Guys like James Buckrow and the other people that have really stepped it up.
Yeah, no, it is good. It is good. Dad and James work well together, and they get everything organised, and we basically turn up. We know what we have to do, and we just try and get the job done.
Must make you a proud dad.
He's alright.
You got a good crew working for you as well. As we have a look to the back here, we can see there's a lot of guys here that make it happen, because as we all know, you can't work on one of these yourself.
No.
No, the crew we've got's good. They're the ones who keep us on the track.
How many hours do you think you'd be spending on these throughout the summer?
Oh, it's every night. Basically every night, a couple of hours.
So you got to live and breathe Speedway, don't you? You're not a true Speedway person unless you're dreaming about it either.
No, if you added up the amount of hours that you spend on the car for 15 minutes of racing, you wouldn't do it.
How long have you been racing, Mike?
It's 9th season coming.
9th. So how long have you been going, Adam?
Oh, I think I've just finished my 5th full season.
So, did you do any racing before that?
No.
So you're really a latecomer to Speedway.
Yeah, I was 48 when I started.
48, yeah. So that's quite an age to get into the sport. What really got you into it? Were you involved with a crew before that? Or?
Yeah, I was tied up with Terry Malsop, Murray Long.
Yeah.
And the number 6 car was the one that Terry owned and Murray used to race. Then Shane, Terry's son, he raced it for a couple of seasons, and then it was up for sale, so I bought it, and he was going to race it, but he never worked on it, so he didn't race it. And I jumped in and I thought, nah, this is pretty good. haven't given up yet.
Well, good on you. And Adam, were you brought up in the sport? Like, have you been hanging out at Speedway since you were a kid, or is it something in the last 10 years that you've got involved in?
No, I've been going since I was a young fella, and dream was always to drive a superstock and race at Barmy teams.
And so you said you've been going for about 6 years now. What age were you when you started?
Oh, I think I was 20 when we first got this car.
So you've still got a good 20 years left.
Oh, I'd like to think so, yeah. definitely like to think so.
Well, Adam, we talked about your race crew, but now we want to meet the guys and find out what their role is on race night.
My name's Aaron. My job is basically belt Adam in, make sure all his safety devices are working, and keep the car on the track.
My name's Fraser. Usually when the car comes in off the track, we cool it down with some water and check all the tyres and bolt check and all that.
My name's Tony. I'm just I'm basically the welder, so we just fix it all, get it all ready to go back out for the next race.
My name's Matt, and yeah, same, just bolt check and stuff like that before races and clean it down after a race.
Are they more enthusiastic than this on race night?
Oh, definitely. Camera shy.
Every one of them's got a vital job, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'll be the first to admit, if these guys weren't here, then I wouldn't be on the track.
You know, the driver is the one that gets the accolades, gets all the applause from the crowd, but it's a package.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like I say, I pride my racing on finishing races, and without these guys, it wouldn't happen.
Now we're looking at your race car, Adam, and can see that a lot of work's going into it. You've got an offset Ford mounted into this. You've got the headers and everything off. Tell us what you're doing to the motor at the moment.
The motor's coming out, and I've had an offer from a good friend of mine to give me a hand to hopefully find a whole lot of power in it. How much more it's got, we don't know, but we're going to have a look inside. And
What horsepower is it currently pulling?
we were about 300 horsepower at the wheels, so it's definitely down, but we just want to close the gap.
So what's something like Wayne Hemme or Shane Penn, what were theirs comparable in horsepower to this?
500 plus.
500 plus. Yeah, that is a big difference, but as you all know in Speedway, it's about getting those back wheels to hook up on the dirt. Power doesn't mean that you're going to go faster, does it?
No, it never means that.
So it's a combination of three things in the motorsport: chassis, driver, motor.
Yep, that's right.
Get the chassis to work, you can start using the horsepower.
Yep.
We quite often see the super saloon cars with 800 horsepower, I think some of those things, racing around at Miani, and they're going slower or comparable actually to a mini stock. I've seen it this season where the fastest mini stock was 0.7 of a second slower than a super saloon. That was purely because they couldn't get the power to the track. So quite often you can run that lower horsepower but have a well set up car and be just as fast.
Yeah, different tracks, they make a huge difference. This car's, I would say, pretty quick on Palmerston North, but you get the momentum up there and you keep it up there and it goes well.
It's definitely a momentum track, Palmerston North. You hit the nail on the head with that, because short straights but very big corners, it's about keeping the wheels in line and keeping the momentum up. That's what you see can happen to a lot of drivers. They tend to think that the corners are tighter than they are at some racetracks. You can see guys coming in, they'll make a turn and they'll have to correct again in the middle of the corner. It's about getting that car hooked up from the entry to the exit.
Yeah, that's right. You keep it straight. The straighter you can keep a car, the faster it's going to go.
Same principle, Mike?
Yep. I'm a bit slack on setup. Tony does all my setups for me. I just basically jump in and go out and have a good time.
Well, you're too busy grinning under the helmet, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm a good job.
You guys have got some good sponsors as well. I'm sure you'd like to mention those.
Yeah, Anson Monteith, definitely a big one for us. Dad, for me. Body Zone Panel and Paint. Total Image Customs. Oh, there's that many guys that help me out, you know, it's unreal.
So you got Wayno doing the paint on this, have you?
Wayno does the paint.
He's the man, isn't he?
Oh, he's good. He's good.
We look at some of the steelwork. You're going to be replacing some of the rails.
Yeah, we're basically going to chop this side right off back to the coffin. Front bumper, back bumper, front bumper braces. Yeah, we're definitely going to put a whole lot of steel on it.
You know there's only about 13 or 14 weeks to go until the season starts.
Oh, we'll be there. We'll be there.
So Mike, behind every good man is a good lady, and I know your wife Kay, she must be reasonably tolerant about the amount of hours that you guys are out here.
Yeah, she's good. She makes us a coffee and makes sure she's actually the one that gets us out into the shed. like she's going. It's only 12 weeks to go, you know, and so yeah, no, she keeps a track of the time.
So fair to say she's just as enthusiastic as everybody else.
Yeah, most of the time.
And another one who'd be very proud of Adam and what he achieved in that last season.
Yeah, she's a nervous spectator when he teams races, but as I said to her, you know, he knows what he's doing. He's been watching long enough. He's not dumb, so.
Yeah, if Speedway doesn't get the nerves going, I don't know what would. That's what's so cool about super stocks, when you hear the roar of those motors and you're standing there in the grandstand and you can feel the ground moving under your feet. That's what's so good about it.
Yeah, sitting in a car doing the same things are really good too.
I bet it is. I bet it is. You were saying before you haven't won a race yet in the 9 seasons you've been driving, and you reckon that when you do, you're going to retire and steal the flag.
Yeah, I'll nick the flag and I'll be gone. That's it.
Be a big night in the club rooms, will it?
Oh yeah, I would think so. I'm getting older now though, you see, so.
Be a bit of bragging against Adam. Do you think you'll rub it in his face if you manage to do that?
Oh yeah, I'm going to nail him before I retire.
Oh, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Can I talk that up during the season
Yeah,
then?
you can talk it up, yeah. When he least expects it.
Well, that's exactly how it should be. When he's about to go for the flag off the last corner off turn 4,
Yeah,
go in and nail him.
That'll be the time, yeah.
And then you'll be able to steal the win. You said that there's 3 other team members that aren't here tonight, so you better mention them and give them a plug.
Yeah, Chris Sue, he's sort of come on board this year. He's good help. He's actually one of our scrutineers at the track. Shiloh, he comes and gives us a hand. He keeps the cars tidy. And young Lil, she's our mud lady at the track. She's
The little girl that was running around before.
She's just started school, but she's got her own overalls and she has her own scraper and she's into it as well.
Oh, a brand new dirt rack. That's how it all starts.
Yeah.
You've got a big crew, but you've got 2 race cars to look after on race night, so you do need around 8 people, don't you?
Yeah. We went to New Zealand. We have had 2 cars in New Zealand, and we only went with I think 3 crew, and that's just not enough. It's just not enough.
That would barely give you enough to even do half a car, really, because one of the most important things is clean the car down when you come in from a race, because of the amount of the kilos that can accumulate.
Pick up,
it's huge.
And also just to do a straight bolt check between races takes time, and you're checking everything. I mean, you've got to check everything because you just don't know what's happening out there when you're actually racing. You know?
Exactly, that's right. Mike, it looks like the lovely Kay's brought you coffee and bickies in, so
No,
you better get to those, and I think we're going to have a little bite from our sponsor shortly as well.
No, that'll be good.
Hey guys, I heard it's a groomy team tonight, so we've got plenty of you. Grenade launcher, and you can get a spin it round and you can go around the back of the box.
Jeff, I'm just going to have some more pizza before we... Hey! Adam, the pack rats have eaten all the pizza. Richard, we need some more! Big thanks to Hell's Pizza. Richard, he's a great guy. Hell on Wheels, check it out at a speedway near you. Adam, having a look here, some nice trophies on there. It was a great season, eh?
Yeah, it was a bloody good season. There is 2 seasons of racing, the last 2 that I've done, with the most recent one being the best by far.
Now the Hawke's Bay Championship, that was over 3 meetings last year, and fair to say that was a huge success. And it came right down to the wire for 1st and 2nd place, but you weren't too far back there on the podium as well in 3rd.
Yeah, no, it was good. We had the Hawkeye boys helping me out, which was bloody good. I think I was quite a wee way back actually going into the meeting, and I knew it was going to come down close, but I'd just like to thank them for all the help that they gave me at that meeting and the rest of the season. It was awesome.
There was a lot of smack talk before that 3rd round. I heard a lot of rumours about who was going to finish somewhere and who wasn't going to be allowed to finish, and it does help to have some mates out there sometimes.
Oh, it does. It made my life easy having guards there. They knew what they had to do, and I knew what I had to do.
We certainly hope that next year they run it as a 3-round series again, because the first 2 rounds, after each round we had a tie for 1st place in the points, so it kept things really interesting. And of course that last one, with it being a little bit tighter in the points, never really knew which way it was going to go, so I really do hope that we get to run a 3-round series again.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. It was better than running it on one night. It was. It actually made for a very, very interesting night.
It certainly did. Hey, you've got a little fella that helps out on some race nights as well, and he does something at school involving the super stocks.
Yeah, Caleb Dodds. He attends Rudolph Steiner School, and he's been given a project to do, and he's chosen to do it on Speedway, super stocks, and myself. So he's been coming around giving us a hand, and he's learning, and he's loving it.
Are you his hero?
Oh, I don't know about hero, but I'd like to give him a bit of guidance, and hopefully one day we'll see him out there as well.
You know, Speedway needs to focus on school-aged kids because they're the future, not just the future of racing, but they're the future spectators as well. And if you get the kids involved and get them wanting to come out to the Speedway, they've got to bring along the parents, and of course the parents are the ones that are going to spend some money.
Oh, you can't rely on the adults to just turn up and get in the seat. You got to bring the young ones through, and mini stocks is good like that. And there is already a few that have come out of mini stocks that are going to be quite successful.
We've already seen that in the last 12 or so years that the mini stock racing has been going on. We see Max Bailey now doing very well in rallying in New Zealand, leading the rear-wheel drive New Zealand Rally Championship at the moment. So he's a former mini stock driver. We've seen it in a lot of other classes as well, guys going on to sprint cars, super stocks, whatever. Mini stocks as a great grounding. We talk about heroes and villains. I mentioned that you're a hero to that young fella. Speedway's all about that, and probably growing up as a kid, you probably had some heroes out on the track as well.
I did. Alan Hodges was one. He raced a saloon, and it was a T-Bird from memory, and I actually got to go for a ride with him at half time around the track. I couldn't steer the car, it was too heavy, but that's something I'll never forget. And the other one was the Mad Maori, Thomas Jeremiah. He was just awesome.
Yeah, Thomas was. I've known Thomas for a long time, back even further when he was a pusher and mechanic for Michael Long racing solo bikes. Thomas was involved in that. But yeah, Thomas definitely knew how to push the loud pedal. And that's what it's all about in Speedway. Said for a long time, you need heroes and you need villains. There's always going to be someone that you want to cheer for on the track, and there's probably someone that you don't want to cheer for and you don't want them to win. But that's the beauty of Speedway, or in any sport. You've got to have those guys you like and the ones that you hate.
Oh, definitely. It's always going to be like that. You're always going to have your crowd favourite, and you're always going to have the one that no one wants to win. But yeah, it's all part of racing, and it's part of sport in general, isn't it?
Most people know who Ivan Major is, 6 times World Speedway champion. His classic quote was, "I don't care how unpopular I am, as long as I'm world champion." So he didn't care whether you liked him or you booed him, as long as you remembered him, and he was successful.
Yeah, he's a guy that let his actions speak louder than words, and he was one phenomenal rider.
Now, what are you going to focus on for next season? Obviously, get this car ready for the new season, but you must have some goals. And now that you've had some good results with third in the Manawatu Palmerston North Stage teams, third in the Hawke's Bay, you set those goals a little bit higher.
Yeah, first of all, the big ones teams racing. That's really where I want to be. I want to be in that Hawkeyes team. It's a good environment, and I want to go to Palmerston, and along with the rest of the guys, we want to win. The other is probably qualifying for the New Zealand Champs. I missed out this year due to the car breaking down. Won just about the only time all season, but I was a little bit annoyed with that, and we're going to go to Wellington and we're going to get in that top 26. Timaru,
it's an awesome little racetrack down there. A little bit shorter in the straights, a little bit more flowing through the turns than Miani is, and a bit of banking. I think it's going to be a fantastic venue to have that New Zealand Superstock Champs, and I think you'll see those things flying around that little bowl.
Oh yeah, it's fast. It's definitely a fast track, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be good fun.
Hey, well, we want to wish you all the very best for the upcoming season, both you and Mike, and thank all your crew for what they're doing throughout it. And then Chris turned up, he was late. We might even get a shot of him. But hey guys, thanks for having us here tonight on Garageland, and all the best.
Yes, thank you. Cheers.
Well, this is something that we do every time on Garageland. We have an arm wrestle. This time we got the brains up against the brawn. Let's see who can win this. When I say go, guys, put some muscle in. You ready? Go. There's not much happening at the moment.
Get out, Pops.
Did you put the long tape in, Jeff?
Yeah. I'm going to need it.
Well, you're pushing it or what?
Adam, the phone's going off.
I think Mike should
My
go in
arms-
for
my
the
arms
killer
are
blow.
I'll just sit here all night. You're not going to beat me.
Well, you're not going to beat me.
We call a draw.
No, no, we want to see an outcome. There's family pride at stake here, guys. We could be here for a little while. Neither of them want to lose. I'd say Adam's gone.
Yep. Thanks for coming around. We enjoyed having you here.
Cheers.